Never miss another live stream again. Hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and click see all notifications.
What's the motherfucking Merry Christmas deal, Sauce Nation? It's your boy Ed Honcho, man. Your Houston homeboy, your Houston homer. This is Sauce Sports. If you're not familiar with Sauce Sports is a Houston, Texas homer channel. So that means we're talking about all sports, but only Houston. With that being said, as you can see, we're talking about the Rockets today. The Rockets will be taking on a Christmas Day battle with the Oklahoma City Thunder. Not the battle that we initially anticipated early on in the year. Chris Paul is most likely going to be out. Capela's questionable. And if Capela's not playing, it could pose a few problems. We're just not going to really speak on that too much until we're for sure. So by the time that this comes out, we may not be a definite, but I don't think it's trending too well. With that being said, man, we're talking about the 3 points to ponder when it comes into the game tonight and things that you should be focusing on, things that you should be watching, things that you should be looking out for when it comes to the Rockets and Thunder game tonight. With that being said, let's just get in it to win it. So let's get straight into the 3 points to ponder when it comes to this game tonight with the Houston Rockets visiting the Oklahoma City Thunder. Rematch of last year's MVP race and early playoff exit for one team. But, you know, people have this whole thing going, you know, it's still James and Russell, and a lot of us Houston fans are still salty about that for good reason, because, you know, James Harden was a much better player than Russell Westbrook last year. And then all the excuses were get Russell Westbrook help, you got him help, and you see what's still going on. But finally these teams get a chance to meet up. I still think the Rockets are a better team. I think they're more well put together, even though we have some key injuries, key guys that are going to be out. I think that's going to be a significant factor. But let's just get into the 3 points to ponder when we're talking about the Oklahoma City Thunder versus the Houston Rockets, or vice versa, however you like to say it. So the first point to ponder is Rhino. With Chris Paul being out, you know, you're gonna have to look to some other guys who step it up a notch to replace some of that scoring to be essential. And Rhino is a guy who's been a little bit streaky lately. You know, you get him about over 30 minutes a game, he'll get you double digits, but sometimes you need him to be the guy that, you know, like I say, he can drop you 20 on any given night. But the last 5 games or so, like I say, he's been very streaky. He had a couple of double-digit nights, and he had some nights he didn't score at all, had a 2-point game. But then I say the latest game, I want to say he had 12 or something like that. But we need Rhino to be a little bit more consistent. You know, he was playing very well to start off the season, been playing much better defense. You know, we're going to need him stepping up on defense a little bit too this evening. But his rhythm, being able to find his shot now, not being at home, and for some reason, I don't know if that's the problem. I don't know what it is. I have to see what it is with the differential between his home and his road shooting. But I don't know if that's going to have an effect on him or not. But we really need him to find that shot early and often, because without Chris Paul there to bring what he brings to the table, being able to facilitate that offense, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. And then I know that he scores well off of Chris Paul assists, and, you know, that hopefully doesn't have a hindrance for him. Like I say, we're going to need him to come up big, you know, for tonight's Christmas Day special between the Houston Rockets and the Oklahoma City Thunder. So that being the first factor, let's jump right into the second point to ponder when it comes to the Houston Rockets and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Gordon, can Gordon be the go-to guy? You know, a lot of people talk about having these big threes, and I know a lot of people don't consider Eric Gordon a big three, but the guy's averaging about 20 points a game. The guy's getting you 2 rebounds, 2 assists a game. And he can be a significant factor. But again, you know, he can have some off shooting nights, has had some slumps, been a little bit up and down. But with Chris Paul not being there, he's going to be inserted into the starting lineup, but he's going to be expected to contribute, you know, and contribute in a meaningful way. And again, you know, similar to Anderson, Gordon can go off. He can get hot. He can be a streaky guy sometimes, but he's more consistent. You know, he's more likely to get you points than not. But we're just going to need him to step it up a notch, to be that flash and slash Gordon, or whatever you want to call him, because like I say, he's definitely shown some factors into his game that I didn't know that Eric Gordon was capable of. I guess a slimmer, healthier Gordon is a much improved Gordon. So Eric Gordon being the second point to ponder when it comes to watching the night's game, when you're watching the Rockets, who we're cheering for, absolutely, on this Christmas Day. I hope y'all have some hot cocoa. If y'all don't have some hot cocoa, what you need to do is go to staysaucy.com and go get you some of that fresh, amazing sauce gear. Go get you a short sleeve, or go get you the long sleeve, get you the hoodie, go get you a mug to pour some of that hot cocoa in. That's why you don't have any hot cocoa, because you don't have a Stay Saucy mug to pour some of that delicious hot cocoa on this Christmas Day in. But with that being said, you know, go check some of that sauce gear out, man. Like I say, you know, get saucy into the 2018, into the new year. Anyway, stop playing with y'all. The third point to ponder is this. You know, last time I talked about big game James and those things, but what good is the big game James if, you know, we're not getting the W? You know, back-to-back 50-plus point games, that's cool, that's awesome, but, you know, where's the W's or what we need, you know? And now that last game, there was some tomfoolery, some malarkey, you know what I'm saying, some shit that went on, and as you see, I believe the Rockets petitioned the league to check that out, because, you know, the guys in the game, you know, drawing fouls that should have fouled out of the game already, and, you know, amidst all the other clusterfuck that was going on, you know, that shit got overlooked. You know, these guys are paid professionals too. Now, you know, maybe they're not getting paid as much as the athletes because, you know, people don't know their names like that. Nobody's getting the referees' jerseys and shit. But, you know, they're getting paid to do a job too, and they need to make sure they execute at a top-notch level. How are you going to be in the pinnacle of sports? You know, the professional leagues, you know, world champions and things come from these leagues. The greatest to ever play the game play in these leagues, and, you know, you're giving subpar officiating. I don't think that's acceptable. I think there should be a standard. You know, if you're in a position like that, you should be held to a higher standard. And I think the league allows these guys to get away with anything. I think that, you know, criticism should be fair. I mean, as long as you're not degrading them and doing certain things like that, I think criticism should be fair of these guys to do their job, because they critique the way they decipher these plays and everything, you know, by the guys they like or don't like. Trust me, there's human element to all of this. But anyway, talking about big game James, we need the W's, you know what I'm saying? I would like to see another big game from James, you know, with Chris Paul being out. And if those other guys can't shoulder the load, then, you know, he's going to have to, again, have another 50-pointer to be successful. I don't know if he's going to go out there with a chip on his shoulder. A lot of people think James is going to have a chip on his shoulder because of the situation, you know, last year. But I think he proved that in the playoffs. So I don't think that was really a issue at all. You know, he showed that easily. All those triple doubles don't mean shit if you're not getting wins. Now, I think Carmelo may be trying to audition for the Rockets. Paul George might be trying to audition for the Rockets also, because there are still rumors of, you know, these guys possibly trying to trade Paul George to get something from him because they don't think that, you know, he's going to stick around after the season. And that's something that I would definitely be open to as a Rockets fan, depending on who you're talking about giving up. Now, there's some guys that I wouldn't be willing to trade for just to bring in Paul George, but, you know, he would definitely be a contributor if that was the case. Anyway, like I said, big game James, we're definitely going to need him to play well, and I'm wondering how the officiating is going to be called on him after his slight, not quite a tirade. You know, he just spoke his mind. You know, people get upset when players really speak their mind. They don't do the old player speaking, the coach speak. But we're going to see how he feels after, you know, how the refs feel, you know, after the statements that he made, you know, after that whole situation. So, with that being said, you know, I think that Clint Capela being out, if he doesn't play, is going to be a factor. Of course, Chris Paul being out is going to be a factor because you're going to have some star quality guys on the court, and you're going to need guys who can help fend that off. That rim protection is going to be lacking. You know, Nene's good. He's had some rest. Hopefully that'll be a factor. Black could be a little bit of a liability sometimes more than a reliable. We'll just have to see how everything pans out, but I still feel like the Rockets come out on top in this one. I think James plays an exceptional game. I think James shows you why he should be in the MVP consideration. I think that he shows the whole nation why he is the MVP right now, why he was the MVP last year. And I think that without the assistance of other superstar players, I think that he goes to OKC and he demolishes, I won't say demolishes, but he defeats their pseudo big three. I'm going to give it a score of 127 to 121 in the favor of the Rockets. I think it's going to be a high scoring game. I think Russell Westbrook's going to push it, but his pride is going to eventually shoot them out of the game. And I think that's what's going to be to the benefit of the Rockets. And I think the Rockets end up winning 127-121. The Houston Rockets will win this game. So, with that being said, those are the 3 points to ponder when it comes to the Houston Rockets versus the Oklahoma City Thunder. But wait, there's more. So I appreciate you checking out this episode of Sauce Sports. We will be live streaming this evening for the Texans and Steelers game because, like I said, Sauce Sports is a Houston homer channel, so we're talking all sports but only Houston. Of course, we were talking about the Rockets today. We were playing this evening. We'll be talking about the Rockets before the Rockets game. We'll be streaming before the Rockets game. We'll be streaming before and after the Texans game. So make sure you tune into that. Make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell, and make sure you tune in for all notifications so that you don't miss those, you know what I'm saying, because you guys are the freshest ingredients. You guys are the flavors that make the sauce fresh. So I hope y'all are having a great day. Happy holiday, Merry Christmas, however you choose, whatever other holidays there are that I may be overlooking. I don't know them all, so don't fault me for that. But with that being said, man, like I say, I appreciate everybody who's been showing love to the sauce so far this year, and plenty more to come. I promise I will be stepping it up a notch because I want to make this thing a thing. And so you guys, you know, stick with me, stick with the flavor. If you're not a fresh ingredient, hit that subscribe button. Subscribe and become a fresh ingredient. You got to subscribe, and then you got to hit that comment section. You got to drop some flavor in the comment section. Let me know how you feel. Even if you disagree with me, man, you can still be a fresh ingredient. As long as you ain't a hater, you ain't salty, it's all good. So let me know what you think the outcome of this game between the Houston Rockets and the Oklahoma City Thunder is going to be. I'll be looking for your response in the section below, and hopefully we'll talk about it on the live stream. But with that being said, make sure y'all check out that Kush Den too. I'm your boy Ed Honcho. Y'all be cool like y'all be cool. Stay saucy. I'm out.